Newsroom.
This is the newsroom for Thursday, June 11, 2026. We're broadcasting to you on E1, SKAR TV, NTN, and TARZEE TV in Bartica. In the headlines, quarantine hire car operators demand action against unlicensed private vehicles they say are undercutting the industry and operating outside the rules.
These private cars working on a day-to-day basis just like you as a car.
And the private car is too much on the road.
Police confirmed the suspect shot dead during a failed supermarket robbery on Mandela Avenue was already wanted in connection with a firearm-related offence. Crime Chief Wendell Blanhum describes the probe into the murders of Joel and Isaiah Henry as one of the most challenging investigations of his career. Minister Sonia Parag says Guyana's growing economy is allowing government to invest directly in students through expanded cash grant programs. And in sport, Paddock Club to bring elite viewing experience at Guyana Grand Prix and FIFA World Cup 2026 kicks off in Mexico City. With the news, I am Lazini Gerwood. Thanks for joining us. Hire car operators serving the New Amsterdam and Tucker-Riverton route are calling on authorities to crack down on private vehicle owners who they say are illegally transporting passengers and affecting their livelihoods. Speaking to reporters on Thursday, Ashley MacDonald, a hire car operator with 15 years of experience, said the issue has become increasingly problematic over the past 2 to 3 years. MacDonald said licensed hire car operators are required to comply with strict regulations, including restrictions on vehicle tint, music systems, and dress code, while also paying road service and other fees. However, he claimed that private vehicle owners are operating freely without meeting the same requirements.
Private hire is an offence. It's an offence against the state, and persons who travel with private vehicles, they are not fully covered by the insurance. In the event of them involved in an accident, then they wouldn't benefit anything in terms of having a reward from the insurance company. So we are asking persons to desist from traveling in private vehicles. You're at home, you observe somebody come, you call for a taxi, and that taxi turn up at your residence, and you observe it's a private vehicle, then contact the police, and we, with the said number, give us the number, and we will pick it up from them and desist from traveling in those private vehicles that turn up at your residence whenever you call for a taxi.
I've been working public transportation for a while now, maybe about 20 years, right? But this is the hardest time because the gas price gone up, everything gone up, and the police ain't doing nothing about the private car. That's all we ask for. We want the government to just help you about concern about the gas and let the police stop the private car for work.
I've been doing this for over 15 years now. But for the past 2 to 3 years now, we've been getting a lot of inconvenience, whereby these private cars, it's been a lot working the road. I'm just asking the Home Affairs Minister, the Police Commissioner, the Police Commander, I please look into this matter for us, because when you voice your concern to normal police, they're telling you that they have charges for these private cars. These private cars working on a day-to-day basis just like you as a car. We as a car drivers, we provide a service whereby we have to work with rules. You can't wear short pants, you can't get additional music in your car, you can't use tint and all kind of things. And we working with all these rules and regulations, paying a road service fee and all these things. Private car man stopping and picking up work, doing all kind of things. And the thing is that it would be in front of the station or anywhere private car man walking. It unbugging you a lot.
And the private car is too much on the road and the police ain't doing nothing about it. When you report to the police just leave them alone. And the gas consumption is very high. And the cost of living is very high in this place. You can't afford to fetch a passenger and get a short money. When you ask them for a little $200 and $300 extra, they're making a problem over it. So we need the authority to look into it.
Nia Emmanuel, the suspected bandit who was shot during an attempted armed robbery at Mandela Avenue, Georgetown on Wednesday night, is known to the police and was wanted in relation to a matter at the time of the crime. This was confirmed by Crime Chief Deputy Commissioner Wendell Blanhum on Thursday, who said investigations in the incident are ongoing. Emmanuel, a resident of Norton Street Lodge, died during the alleged robbery attempt, which occurred around 2040 hours. Police said a .38 revolver recovered at the scene, along with 3 live rounds, 1 spent shell from the weapon, and 3 9mm spent shells have been lodged for forensic examination. Investigators also revealed that Emmanuel was wanted in connection with an alleged discharging of a loaded firearm with intent matter that occurred on November 3rd, 2025. Police are continuing their investigations and are seeking to locate other suspects believed to have been involved in the attempted robbery.
The investigation is ongoing. Last night, the police were on patrol duties. While in the vicinity of the People's Choice supermarket, they saw a commotion and they responded. When they entered the supermarket, it is alleged that one of the 3 suspects, brandished a firearm and discharged a round at one of the police ranks. The rounds returned fire, and unfortunately, he was fatally shot. The suspect was identified as Nia Emmanuel. He's 24 years of age and he was residing at Norton Street Lodge. He's a known character to the police, and at the time of his demise, he was wanted in relation to a matter of discharging a loaded firearm.
Crime Chief and Deputy Commissioner of Police Wendell Blanham on Thursday said the investigation into the murders of cousins Joel and Isaiah Henry was conducted under incredibly difficult, high-pressure circumstances. He made the disclosure as he reflected on the work that led to the recent convictions of 2 men for the brutal killings. He was at the time speaking at a training workshop held at the Police Officers' Mess, Eve Leary. His remarks came days after a jury at the Berbice High Court unanimously found Anil Sanchara, called Dan Pole, and Rasta and Vinod Gopal, called Maga, guilty of murdering the teenage cousins between September 5 and September 6, 2020 in the Cotton Tree Backlands, West Coast, Berbice.
The case of the Henry boys, where guilty verdicts were returned just hours ago. That investigation was conducted under incredibly difficult, high-pressure circumstances, where the national public outcry for justice was palpable. Yet, our investigators stayed focused on their core functions of evidence gathering and case building. This success would not have been possible without the tremendous seamless support given by the DPP to the police throughout the investigation and prosecution phases, ultimately presenting a case that left a 12-member jury convinced beyond a reasonable doubt.
Education Minister Sonia Parag announced this week that school children will each receive $85,000, a $60,000 Because We Care cash grant, a $5,000 uniform voucher, and a new $20,000 transportation grant. For Parag, the disbursement reflects how oil-driven economic growth is translating into direct support for Guyanese families.
This is where the benefits of having oil and making use of it is trickling down directly to the people in the communities. The Because We Care cash grant is cash that is being given to parents to ensure that their children can access a quality education. It is also allowing us to give quality education. Because besides the Because We Care cash grant and the transportation grant, we are also building schools, and we have built a lot of schools in the last 5 years. And it's not compared to any other time in history. So the amount of schools that we've built in the last 5 years cannot be compared. We've also ensured that resources such as textbooks and so on are provided for at no cost to the children, our students in school. There is also up to 8 subjects CSEC is being paid for. University of Guyana is free. So education from nursery all the way to tertiary is being catered for by the government, and that trickles down directly to the individual. So this is where our resources are going, in ensuring that we have that impact and creating that impact with our people directly.
Do you see this also as sort of a targeted investment in preparing the workforce that Guyana so badly needs?
Oh, absolutely. I believe that we are preparing not only for what is existing, but definitely for what is to come in 10 years, 20 years. Because look, when I was writing CXE, for example, and going into University of Guyana, many persons would give you advice on what to do, and you always come down back mainly to medical, either to be a doctor or to be a lawyer. Now you have so many options, and technology is going at such a pace that you can have so many jobs in that field. So we are also making sure that our children are in a position to be skilled in various skill sets or fields of study, to give them, not only to allow us to develop as a nation, but give them that global edge, that competitive edge globally that they will need for the future.
Investigators and prosecutors are undergoing specialized training to strengthen criminal investigations and improve the quality of evidence presented in court. And the Education Ministry says more than 1,000 recommendations have been submitted to help shape Guyana's first nationwide anti-bullying and anti-violence policy. More when the newsroom returns. Stay with us. Welcome back to the newsroom. Police investigators and prosecutors are participating in a two-day training workshop aimed at strengthening criminal investigations and improving the quality of cases brought before the courts. The workshop, which began on Thursday, is being hosted by the United Nations Development Programme and the PACE Justice Project in partnership with the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions and the Guyana Police Force. The training is focused on addressing common challenges in the criminal justice system, including incomplete case files, gaps in investigations, and improving cooperation between investigators and prosecutors.
I must compliment the European Union and UN's office for the approach they have taken. When they met with me, I asked for the judiciary and the prosecution to be trained alike, because if the judiciary and the prosecution, which includes the investigators, are not operating from the same perspective or singing from the same hymn book and the same hymn and the same stanza at the same time, we will not make progress in the courts with the cases. And this advice was taken, and I am really happy, and I can see the improvements in the system based on this. In addition to the training of judges, prosecutors, and investigators, we have had other guidance, and this training has enhanced the ability of both the bench and the bar and the investigators in their various functions. We are having an improvement in the criminal justice system here in Guyana, and I'm so happy to see this. And this morning, when I was speaking with the UN staff, and she mentioned to me that they are looking at a manual, I was so elated, because I've been asking for a manual for the police to have in the course of their investigations, as well as for prosecutors to use. And I would really like to see this come to fruition, and because it will guide them and it will enhance the investigations as well as the prosecutions.
As a member of the international community, UNDP recognizes that rule of law and access to justice are critical pillars of any democracy. This mandate significantly informs UNDP's commitments and contribution to improving criminal justice sector globally in region and in Guyana. In line with our global mandate, UNDP Guyana is pleased to continue its support for Guyana criminal justice sector through EU partnership and the Caribbean and European Union in PACE Justice project, which aims to reduce backlog and enhance access to justice. This project is one such example in which financial resources of approximately Euro 9.75 million, which is equivalent to US 11.4 million, and in Guyanese about $2.3 billion, wherein approved to address backlog and improve criminal justice administration in 8 Caribbean countries, including Guyana. Today, we continue to intervene on capacity building, which is part of the regional training being implemented by all implementing countries of the PACE project. Given the collaboration between the Office of the DPP and the Guyana Police Force affects the quality of criminal prosecution, including their outcomes.
The Ministry of Education has received more than 1,000 recommendations to shape a new nationwide anti-bullying and anti-violence policy for schools, with key proposals calling for the establishment of anti-bullying clubs, the nurturing of peer advocates, increased and improved counseling services, and stricter punishments like community service or withholding school cash grants for chronic offenders. During the final consultation, hosted at the Maikoni Technical and Vocational Training Center in Region 5, Mahika Berbice on June 9, some parents also suggested community-led after-school programs to build camaraderie and good sportsmanship. Education Minister Sonia Parag assured that all recommendations received throughout the campaign will be compiled and thoroughly reviewed by a multi-agency task force, including the Ministries of Home Affairs and Human Services and Social Security. She also highlighted an initiative already underway to provide support in schools.
So I ask all of us to please play a part. I know that life can get in the way many of the times. Sometimes you're going about your business, you're not bothered to see what somebody else is doing. You are just trying to make it to the end of the day. But please understand that there are children who are suffering so much more now from mental health issues because of bullying and because of violence, and are ending their lives. They are ending their lives. And they don't even fully understand what's happening. One important thing that we are doing at the Ministry of Education, in addition to making sure that we follow through fully with this anti-bullying and anti-violence campaign, is to ensure that we train and retrain our guidance and counselors in the school system. So all guidance and counselors, starting with 50 of the first cohort, and we've collaborated with the School of the Nations to bring a UK-based training that will give more of a psychology enhancement or component to guidance and counselors or basic social work.
The Environmental Protection Agency on Thursday hosted its Green Theatre 2026 at the National Cultural Centre, Georgetown, bringing together students from across the country for a unique blend of education and entertainment. The annual initiative, one of the agency's flagship environmental awareness programs, uses the performing arts to highlight pressing environmental issues, encourage sustainable practices, and inspire young people to become advocates for a cleaner and greener Guyana. Special guest speaker Janelle Williams-Pinder encouraged the students to utilize social media in efforts of promoting environmental protection efforts.
From sky to soil, from sea to air, a fragile gift beyond compare. The rivers speak in rushing flow of times before we came to know.
Nature whispers a voice so clear, protect our world, hold it dear. One united call for all to rise and answer, great and small. Our future is a child standing at a receding shore, asking the question, what did we do to the world that came before? It is the unseen courtroom where our choices will be tried. History asking the question, what we built and what we denied.
I need us as Guyanese youth, as a Guyanese population, to get into the loop. We need to be more involved in this movement. It is also a popular preference for individuals globally committed to instigating global reach and change within the field of sustainability. So a research conducted in 2025 on green bloggers highlighted that influencers brought about voluntary behavioral change in their devoted followers. I need you to have a longing and a duty to protect and preserve everything we have in Guyana and on Earth. I want my children to see Kaichor. I want my nieces and nephews to see the giant anteaters roaming the Rupununi. And I want my grandchildren to live in a world where elephants still exist and where the polar bear is still the king in the north. At least that's what I want, and I hope that's what you guys want too. So there is still time. Don't believe that time has passed. We can enhance our advocacy via social media.
Mars Convention is leveling up, with the 2026 edition being 3 full days of action. Organizer Shamari Williams told the newsroom that a pan-Caribbean guest list and a lineup that blends classic convention energy with brand new experiences is in the works. Fans can look forward to all the cosplay, gaming, and community that make Mars a staple event. But new additions are a Bridgerton-themed ball and a special panel with David Vincent, the voice actor behind some of anime and gaming's most iconic performances.
Mars has been like a community-based event. While we started it and grew and helped grow it to what it is today, we can never say that we did all of the work. We have a huge community behind us, and they tell us what they want every single year. So a lot of the ideas that we have, some of them might be original, but a lot of them aren't. It's people telling us this is what we want, this is the experience we want to have. And that's why the 3 days became so important, because when we started hosting the one-day event, it was so hard to try to pack everything into what people actually wanted into one day. So we split it 3 days. So what's happening this year? Again, August 21st, 22nd, 23rd. On the 21st is the Masquerade Ball. So that's a cosplay event, but it's for only our VIP members. We got in David Vincent, and he has played some of the most iconic characters. One of my favorite, Naname from JJK, which is Jujutsu Kaisen for those who don't know. The tickets are exclusively available at Bad Monkey Merch, and that's every single location. As of today's date, some locations are actually sold out, and the event is still in August. The ticket ranges from $30,000 all the way down to like $7,000 if I'm not mistaken. But it's a differentiating factor between all the tickets. So the $30,000 ticket is our VIP package that has you being able to attend all 3 days, be a part of every single event and everything that's involved in that. And you get a package that has branded t-shirts, you get a chance to get a signature from, an autograph rather, from David Vincent himself. The other tickets are split between the 2-day and the 1-day passes. Now the 2-day passes allows you to every day except the Masquerade Ball, which is on the Friday, and the 1 day you get to choose which day you come to. And that's the difference between all the tickets there.
When the newsroom returns, the financial, weather, and bridge report along with sport news. Stay with us. Welcome back to the newsroom. We start tonight with some motor racing news. A collaborative effort between Lizo Events, Jumbo Jet Events, and Jay's Supermarket will officially introduce the premium Paddock Club to the South Dakota circuit for the Guyana Grand Prix. The launch of this luxury hospitality suite coincides with Guyana hosting the highly anticipated third leg of the GT Challenge de las Americas, scheduled for July 11 to 12. The Paddock Club aims to transition local racing from a standard sporting event into a comprehensive luxury experience through the concept of more than a race, it's an experience. Enzo Matthews of Lizo Events outlined the vision behind the package.
We believe that the word VIP has fairly been overused in Guyana, so we just wanted to build some more curiosity, and I really appreciate that you're starting with that particular question, because that's exactly what we want, to give a different experience, just not a VIP experience. One of them whereby you can see everyone in maybe branded jerseys, caps, you know, the full experience of what racing really is, because as you fully know, the GT3 racing is nothing like we have ever had in Guyana. So changing that experience of the patrons and how they view and enjoy the entire racing experience is what's important to us. So we are going to be directly behind the pit lane. So even if you are not able to go into the pit, because some people do both passes to have the full experience, we just want to make sure that everyone is able to see it. So it's going to be done in an oval. So whichever corner of that oval you are, you'll be able to see whichever direction, you know, the race is happening. It's going to be where the usual jumbo jet area is for VIP at our normal November meet and so forth, but it's just going to be designed completely differently, because if you realize that we put on the flyer 360 views, and that is really our goal, because we don't want you to miss a beat, a trail, anything at all. So we are giving a complete all-inclusive experience, and I mean bottle of water, live food, AC washrooms, no porta potties. We'll be having servers. If you do get a section, sections start at $1,500 US and it goes all the way up to $3,500 US. Should you be needing corporate booths are $5,000 US all the way up to $10,000 US. My number is 629-8145. That's the only way you'll be able to get a corporate booth, because we just want to tailor that experience directly for you. Hence, it's not advertised. But the ones that we mentioned from $1,500 US to $3,500, it's for 5 persons, 10 persons, and 15 persons. Both, each one of those sections comes with a designated area, various security, waiter, couches, porta coolers for, you know, the place might be hot and stuff like that, you know. So it's very much different. And then the regular person, if you don't want to come in packs, maybe it's just you and a friend, we have tickets starting at $200 US. This also can be found on eventbrite.com.
The FIFA World Cup 2026 got underway this afternoon with Mexico hosting South Africa in Mexico City to kickstart a month-long of what promises to be enthralling action in the expanded World Cup. Details in this report.
Mexico kicked off their FIFA World Cup 2026 campaign with a chaotic 2-0 victory over South Africa at the packed Aztec Stadium. The host opened the scoring early in the 9th minute, finding in the back of the net. In the second half, South Africa's discipline crumbled as another player was sent off with a straight red card in the 49th minute. Taking advantage of the extra man, Raul Jimenez doubled Mexico's lead in the 67th minute via an assist from Roberto Alvaro. The closing stages turned increasingly frantic. South Africa went down to 9 men when Themba Zwane received a straight red card in the 84th minute before Mexico's Cesar Montes was also dismissed deep in the stoppage time. But despite the chaos, Mexico comfortably closed out the match to secure 3 points. Group A action continues on Thursday evening, with South Korea facing Czech Republic from 22 hours.
Momentum behind the One Guyana T10 table blast shows no signs of slowing down, as SNK Imports GY has officially signed on a corporate partner for the upcoming tournament. This marks the first time the prominent West Coast Demerara business has aligned itself with the tournament. The partnership reinforces the tournament's skyrocketing commercial value and its deep-rooted cultural impact, setting the stage for an explosive 2026 season scheduled to bowl off on August 8th.
SKAR Imports opened almost 3 years ago. Youngest retail and wholesale business in terms of outdoor, indoor, specialized in appliances for both commercial and residential. When you think about all the different variety of shelves and furniture, you think SKAR Imports. They've been serving the Guyanese people for almost 3 years, and the quality and the prices is what makes us stand out. We are a household name in such a short time, SKAR Imports. The staff, the managers, the founders of SKAR Imports love cricket. They grew up, playing cricket. Cricket is in our DNA. We talk, sleep, eat cricket. True Guyanese understand the essence and the energy when it comes to cricket. When we hear cricket, everything else just does not matter. So supporting the One Guyana cricket is something that it is so easy for us to do. For those watching, listening, I wish that you will tell more people, tell your friends, come out and support the One Guyana cricket and support us here when it comes to appliances and everything for your home. If you're building an apartment, you're doing construction, we specialize in everything, and it is so easy when you connect with us. We make everything easy for you, just like cricket. So SKAR Imports, we are on the west side. You notice everything nice come from the west side, the best side. We are the Crane Turn, the new roundabout. And you can find us on Facebook. We're popular on TikTok, and our WhatsApp number is 672-7011. So let's play cricket, SKAR Imports.
Guyana's Golden Jaguars face a crucial road to redemption following the confirmation of the 2026-2027 CONCACAF Nations League schedule, which sees them dropped into League B after a tough relegation from the top tier. CONCACAF has announced that the tournament will get underway this September, serving as the definitive qualifying pathway for the 2027 CONCACAF Gold Cup. For Guyana, the upcoming campaign offers an immediate chance to right the wrongs of their previous relegation bitten cycle, but they must navigate a revamped League B format to reclaim their spot among the region's elite. In a bid to reduce player fatigue and travel demands across the region, CONCACAF will continue using centralized venues for League B matches. The September and October matches will be hosted by the third and second highest ranked teams in their respective groups. The journey begins on Thursday, July 23, when the official draw in Miami will map out Guyana's opponents. Following the conclusion of a highly competitive Demerara zonal leg of the Future Warriors tape ball tournament for primary schools, local coaches have praised the primary school initiative as a vital talent spotting vehicle for the next generation of regional cricketers. The initiative, which is powered by ExxonMobil Guyana, aims to bridge the gap between casual street cricket and organized age group structures. Having successfully wrapped up its Demerara fixtures, the tournament caravan shifts its focus to the outlying regions to unearth further rural talent. The high-octane grassroots competition moves to Berbice this coming weekend with a full slate of matches scheduled at the Albion Sports Complex. From there, the tournament will head to Essequibo the following weekend to the newly developed Anna Regina National Stadium.
Well, first we must give thanks to ExxonMobil, the sponsors for the Future Warriors tournament. I think it's something exceptionally great. You know, you get into come and spot young talents, and so far as a young coach, a junior coach, I have seen a lot of great talents around and on show today here at the stadium. So I think it's something good they're doing, and we just hope that, you know, it continues to go along a far way with it.
Before we leave, we must remind you that the FIFA World Cup 2026 is here, and eNet is bringing you every match live. 48 teams, 104 matches, 1 champion. Watch it all on eNet TV mobile app and across eNet TV fiber, wireless and satellite. Wherever you're watching from, don't miss a second of the match.